You'll hear what I'm saying one day. You might understand one day, but not today. For after all, you're so you said we're on this day. This day, you know that I'll consider this
or divine, or a blessing in disguise. Our homes inside, this storm's our final prize. There's no time to die. Comrades, brace for a the lights and images we've never seen before. Brace for a the whole thing was we must keep pushing forward. Full speed ahead. Towards the island, but avoid the crashing waves. Tread where the tide is flat, and you will be safe. Captain, we will capsize with these waves, or fleet will fail. Have them follow my ship on the shore that we prevail. As many as you can find. What do you have in mind? We can keep what's behind. What? Everyone grab a harpoon and aim it high. Means I'm telling you about to do what I think you do. You feel the legends of the island in the sky. It's proof that you're real. We're in the home of the winter night. We don't know for sure how many floating islands have you seen before. This is the home of the winter night. And what's your plan? I'm gonna climb to the top and ask you for a hand. You're
Caught off guard, in life with off this guard, real shy. And you get how dangerous the gods are.
And what will we do? Where is this coming from, my friend? I just don't wanna see a little light burn. You left me nothing I could never do. And suddenly you doubt that I could figure this out. Captain, how much further do you have to run down? How much further till the show goes out? How much further till we all fall about? People die on this and people die on this road. Much further till you break, much further till you break this seas. Much further till you break this seas. People die on this and people die on this road. Thank you for the concern, but brother, I can't discern. Our journey is almost done. I understand that we're tired, I understand that we're fake. But don't forget how much we've already faced. I took 600 men to war, and not one of them died there. In case you needed a reminder, if you'd like to speak more, get people you assign them. I need a pattern to incline it. I can't have you back in cities of doubt. I can't have you just to bring me to route. I need you to always be devout and comply with this world. Won't die in this world. Okay. Thank you. Break with God yours. I don't know if you know, but I got to hold his love. I am impenetrable sword. I ask for your assistance, so we at last have lost distance. Can you confirm me with love to aid our journey home?
I am a wind, twisting and turning. I am a fire, not to stay burning. Let's play a game. That's what I'm serving. And if we win, we will get what you're yearning. Take a look right here at this bag. It has the limbs of the storm all trapped. All you gotta do is try to open this bag.
Sounds too easy, what's the catch?
Your friends close and your enemies closer. Never really know who you can trust. Think they wanna keep the fight on, then you gotta stay closer. Got that feeling it's a must. Cause the end goal is just inside of me. Faster than only memories. So keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Never really know who you can trust.
Captain, what's happened? What's happened? That bag, something dangerous, friends. We mustn't lie. Open the bag. What you got? No, do not. Everybody listen close. See how this bag is closed. That's how it's supposed to be. This bag has the sun inside. We cannot let the treasure fly. We'll try.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Never really know who you can trust.
Really wanna keep the fight open so they can come closer.
Sometimes thinking is a loss.
Cause the end goal is just inside of me.
Everything's changing for the team. So
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
never really know who you can trust. For 9 days I stayed wide awake, trying to make it home with no storm or tidal wave. I remain unopposed, the bag is still closed, and I'm getting closer to you. I can't wait to make some new memories. Time for me to be the fun I never was.
Just keep your eyes open.
Why are my eyes and my heart and my soul so weak?
Just keep your eyes open.
I keep on trying to embrace
The one you
Objective of the game: collecting a tape and then putting it in a player, which produces codes. I have a feeling that H will go over what was found through several playthroughs momentarily. For now, we have an update on that new character, Jay, whose email finally arrived.
Okay, so it says, "Hi. Here's what I wanted to show you. Apologize for the delay. I tried to get my own copier to work, but that seems to have, I guess, given up, broken. Anyway, I went to a library this Friday and was able to scan it there. Before you read through, I want to explain a few things. Okay, read through them. Number one, these are pages from my dad's diary. He left my mother when I was just a kid, and I never knew him. My mother passed away a few years ago now, and I have just started going through this box that my mother saved with clothes that belonged to my dad. And among the clothes, I've found a couple of diaries and diary pages. Number two. Okay. The black boxes over the names are done by me with some sort of black tape I borrowed at the library because I want to remain anonymous. J is me and S is my mother. That's all you need to know. And three, it's fine for you to record and show the pictures to your
Okay,
followers.
I have to
but I
adjust
do
my
not
position.
Yeah.
So,
So please do not
yes,
leave the location. Lastly, I just want to explain the order of the pictures. Okay. Picture 1 to 5 are the last pages of a book I found in the inner pocket of a jacket. The remaining pages of that book were water damaged and unreadable, but the last few pages had a plastic bookmark that must have acted as sort of a protection. Picture 6 of the diary dated 1987-1988, but which had a few pages left again that my father seems to have used. Picture 1 to 5 ended. Oh, okay. So after he used up the first book and didn't have a new one, went to one of his older books that had a few pages left. Okay. Oh no. Yeah, this is a lot of text. I'm just scrolling through it. Right, yeah, this is like a lot of text. I wouldn't want to have to translate all of this. As I said in a TikTok, I have just have to do that. I gotta swing by one comment. So, yeah, I'll put this on my Google Drive and in the description of this video. So if you have the PDF, hopefully someone else has time to translate all of this and read through it. I guess I'll be kind of going through it a little bit on my phone during the day, but I won't have time to translate it.
For those who needed dead family members' writings crossed off on your ARG tropes list, your wait is over. As for the introduction of the elements, the presentation feels a little more real than it has for other occurrences and projects we've seen. The shots of the diary are well composed, and so is the diary itself, giving the scenario a touch of realism. The plausibility of a stranger making a connection because they've seen H's videos is actually very high, as established by the virality of the first few parts. I'm not against this touch. It's well implemented and on introduction, supported by the circumstances. This entire video also brings back the feeling I mentioned in part 1 of our exploration. That contentment that comes from a storytelling position of the home office detective faced with the paranormal. And naturally, we get to play along ourselves. The translation was provided by the community, which we're lucky enough to have here.
Adios expected? Hello, authentic. Hello, Topo Chico.
Here. The first page, for February 22nd, 1991, establishes the author as Jay's father, and that his wife is referred to as the letter S. And shortly after the birth, and the father, hereafter referred to by the community as O, is getting used to the idea of his new station in life. Months later, O is in the yard when he notices something peculiar in one of the trees facing the full moon. A note mailed to the woman. By foot, 14 minutes north of the island. At the House of Heads, take a right through the trees. Where the heart is, you're done. With a little help from his wife later, O deciphers the directions and follows them, coming across a hunter's hut filled with animal trophies. The House of Heads. Continuing to walk from here according to the note led him to an abandoned cottage. Inside hung a painting reading, Home Sweet Home, behind which was a book. Most of the pages were blank, but it had a mark on the back. 1. Further in the diary came the entry from July 22nd, 1991, describing a need to find a key and how O has read the first two novels again and again. The journey that H is undergoing has occurred before, and back in 1991, the tapes were small books. In November, O apologized to his son and wife for being a bad person, writing, "I know what I have to do, and when I've done that, everything can return to normal again. We'll move to a new house. There won't be any novels to speak of ever again. I'll return to a good husband and father. But I had to do this first, and I beg for your forgiveness. If not now, I hope that sometime in the future you can forgive me. It shouldn't be more than a week or two, but I dare not tell you. I have to sneak out during the night. I don't want to risk your safety. Jay, if you read this, try to understand. I promise that everything will be like before when I get back. I am in eternal debt to you for all the loneliness I caused you with all this. I swear that you will never hear the name F out of my mouth again when I'm done with this." So, with that said, I've got it. All these months of obsession, these long nights, the hunt for clues. Not to speak of the attack. God, I'm happy that S and J were out of the house when it happened. Will finally end. Things take a turn from the expected path here, as O says. He made a mistake. He missed something. A detail I figured out, and now it's me who pulls the strings. The stupid bastard. There will be no 10 novels. There will be 5 novels, and then 5 more delivered at the same time, collected by me, myself, personally. But I am not stupid, F. I know that you read what I write here. I am not going to tell you how you forgot to cover your tracks. But believe me, I know. And now I am on my way there. And you got that at least, F. You know where I'm going. I'm taking the train. You got that. And then, come on, think. The final entry speaks of a method of victory in a game against F, a weakness, something to do with saying something backwards and counting down. It's implied that O went out somewhere to achieve whatever was written down, but so much of the writing was cut off that it can't be interpreted. All of this, of course, demonstrates not only has this game occurred before, it took a direction by the player that seemed proactive rather than reactive. And as a result, O was never seen again. So, how does the follow-up work for the narrative in the current iteration of the game?
And you're probably wondering what my proposition was. Well, I'll put the email up right here. I'm not going to translate it. It doesn't contain anything interesting, but if you want to translate it, that's fine. I asked him if instead of me sending him 1,000 emails, if he would do like a live call, like a stream where we could ask all the questions we have. So he said yes, and it's happening tomorrow at 6. Like always, that's Swedish time, and I don't know all the other time zones, but basically it's 24 hours from this video being posted to TikTok, and also I'll put up another one with one of those counters so that you can see when it happens. The live is going to take place on YouTube, but before then I need all your questions, because this might be like one chance we get to really ask him things. Suppose the questions in this video, and also like the other questions you see that you want the answer to, so I know which ones are popular or not, and I'll be going through them and asking him everything tomorrow. Okay, that should be all. Thank you. I am calling him now. Hello? Wait, I don't know if you can hear me. Hey, can you hear me? Oh, okay. There seems to be, some technical, can you hear me? Okay, I'm muted. The Discord mic, I think, successfully. Is that not what you name? Is that not the exact guy? Do I bring that up with him?
That's one mystery solved. And clearly, X wanted a connection made with Jay. As for the questions asked, this interview was about an hour long, and while Jay was forthcoming with answers, not much seemed revelatory in the wake of the time retranslation. The reveal of Jay's more direct insertion into events, however, is worth seeing.
Is that you? Did you use that, or is the mustache like that? I get all these like the clues and everything that kind of goes to different they whatever you release the release video clue, etc. And then it finally usually ends up with me getting a tape and in between the tapes are all these clues, and then I have a tape like that, and on it the audio gave us that picture.
I can tell that it's me, but I don't know where that's from. I should probably go through the rest of that stuff. In my mom's storage.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Like, I don't wanna.
I know there's one more that is from there that I didn't bring because it just had a bunch of jackets in it, like leather jackets, and like you know how warm it's been, so I didn't really think I would need leather jackets.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, do you think you'd be able to go through those boxes anytime soon?
I mean, I'm gonna try as I'm able to. Just, like at least that one box shouldn't be too hard to get a hold of. I just need to talk to the people with the all the storage, because like I mentioned, it's all the stuff. I need to smoke.
Yeah. You go and do that, and I'll call you back in like a little while if you have the time, if you want me to.
Okay.
Cool.
After this, a new video appeared on Peony's TikTok, presenting a code that broke down to a bit.ly link where strange Google form awaited followers. With so many moving parts at once, H provided a short recap video.
I'll be talking in this one at the same time, but it is not a recap. The other day I did a live stream with the person who calls himself Jay. The first thing I noticed this picture, which I of course asked him about. We talked for about an hour, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it got pretty heavy at times. And out of respect for Jay and what he told me, I'm not gonna try to summarize it here. But if you wanna see it, it's on YouTube, link in bio. I would recommend it. Apart from that, we have a few loose ends right now. There's the text document we got a while back that we still don't know what to do with all of this text. There's at least one thing on this tape I don't think we fully figured out. There's the release.exe game we found, which we beat it gives out these codes. And now since like an hour back, we got a hold of this, which is a bunch of questions. We have to like fill them in. We're stuck on like the third or fourth question, I think. So yeah, that's where we're at. As always, when we found something new, I have linked the document in my bio for full explanations and everything. Check the recap channel in the Discord, and I'll talk to you later.
My brand new track, 2 Times Together with Steve Aoki, is available now on TikTok, and I can't wait to see all the amazing creations that you guys are gonna come up with.
There's that mention of the results of the game we were hoping for. As for breakthroughs in the midst of all this, H returns quickly with excitement.
So I just got back from work, and I've been like catching up a little bit. So you know how this handwriting has been like trying to help us with shit, while this one hasn't been quite as helpful, you might say. And you remember in the diary, the dude who writes the diary is looking for 10 novels, and then he's saying like, yeah, I figured out a way, like a loophole, whatever, right? Because he says he has a weakness, and in like the form we were filling out, there was like, he keeps coming back to a weakness over and over and over again, right? Someone figured out what to answer in this entire, and this was like last night, but I've been working, keeping up all right, and one of the pages were ripped, right? At the end, there's this page, where is it there? And this is like some hurries is like last night, so sorry if I'm like long-winded, but I'm just getting my shit together because I'm leaving. Like, I'm going there right now. Look, it's a nice sunny day, and I'm on my way to the subway station. So, to clarify a little bit, this person before me has gone through basically the exact same thing, right? But with novels instead of tapes. And this was like in the 90s, and basically that person is still alive somehow and is telling me that there is like a weakness to this whole thing, and he like figured out a way to get all of the novels. He was looking for novels instead of tapes. There was like a way for him to get all 10 of them. Which means, and he's also saying that like X now is weak. So like I can get the, if I'm understanding correctly, I can get the tapes. Like all of them right now. I don't think you fucking understand that I thought about, because like I've thought about fucking nothing but this for what, 3 months at this point. It's like, this is gonna be fucking, I have a good feeling about this.
Age is very helpful, but meanwhile, a line of questioning to the forum creator occurs that gives us a wildly different understanding of the situation. Joe starts an email chain with the forum creator, the character opposing X, asking what to do. The response: help him find me, destroy us. Joe asks, where are you? Also, what is the last word in the diary page you sent us? What is that a picture of? 3 questions, 1 answer. Tower. Hurry. He is weak still. I will let him. Your name. If this is you, I beg, please forgive me. Love you. Joe, presumably Jay, asks, what tower are you at? He has not been here before. I sketched it in diary. I sketched it. This is the man from 1991 who played the game of 10. Communicating from each
I have taken a little nap. Shit.
Jay's son, we have finally made contact after all these years. The audience scrambled to figure out which tower it was and found an apparent match in Stockholm, which they passed along to H, prompting this other video in which he tried to explain quickly and rushed out the door. As H makes his way to the tower, videos appear on the Neil Militant TikTok. Block letters are shown in the first, what H believes to be the opponent to X, saying, I have not spoken in days. A red flag, considering our current belief about the email chain. X then comes through, proposing a bit of trivia. Question 1. What year was the tower inaugurated? That turned out to be on May 31st, 2021, which doesn't track at all for the context of the diary. X knows that, asking in question 2. What year was the diary? Context of the diary. X knows that, asking in question 2. What year was the diary written? Naturally, it's 1991. That's 30 years between the diary and the tower. So X asks, since you know when the tower was built and the diary was written, why did you lead him here? One user, Isabel Kitten, answers, because you used us. X replies, that's one way to put it. Or perhaps you value being entertained higher than his safety. Regardless, I'd like to express my most sincere gratitude for your help. Now, for the last question of the day, do you want to see him? The answer was obviously yes, with some extra wishes. We'll see about the details, X replies. Let's see how he's doing.
Seems like we have told to bring a knife. I live in Sweden. We don't bring knives. You just don't walk around with a knife like that. And then bring a screwdriver instead, just in case. fucking threw it out. What do you want? Of course. Nothing. You know what? Here. You wanna be fucking paid with me? I'm done. You know how long I spent trying to get the code for this? And then you fucking do this shit?
Dreams.
What the fuck? What the fuck? No way.
That series of videos came on September 7, 2021. H did not upload again anytime soon after, mounting a storm of comments to the beginning and eliciting a response. What do you want from H? The user Nicholas asks. All in due time, X replies. My lovely little lilies of the valley, you played your part perfectly, but if you were to change your minds, or go back to pretending like you care, I might consider it. If you ask nicely.
Died. Must have been my past ex, whoever's running the kill development. If you could just let H go. Just want to make sure he's safe. No harm comes to him. Please.
You want to bring my H there for a bit? Safe and sound would be the most preferred, but please just give it some thought and I'll talk to you later.
So if you could please send H back home. We now know that is within your power. We just want to see him safely returned to us. So please.
Hey, I know we both like being a little devious sometimes, but you might have gone too far. Can you bring back H?
Please. Of course we care about H. We wouldn't be here otherwise.
Let's Talk was a literal suggestion. A user with the Tentapes logo as their profile picture appeared in the Discord, quickly identified as X, and so did a voice channel in which only they could speak. The event was recorded and producing a garbled voice that resembled H's. A transcript was provided of the talk, which I'll read for purposes of clarity and speed, as the audio can be difficult to interpret. Welcome. Today, my lilies, I shall speak to you clearly. First of all, yes, you are correct in recognizing the voice you are listening to. However, that is as far as the similarities go between me and him. Throughout the years, I have been called many things. F. It. I believe you have referred to me as X. To me, it couldn't matter less what you choose to call me. And the person that you are referring to as H is, as of right now, still precisely where I want him to be, which is right here with me. And I thought to myself, why not speak to you in a familiar voice? So now with that out of the way, you'll hopefully manage to understand who it is that you're listening to. So let me get to the point of my visit to your lovely corners of Digital Realm. You spit on my name, disrespect my work, yet each time I appear, you celebrate me. You stand firmly in my shadow, dancing underneath my fruit, yet you deem me an enemy. Yes, when you look at me, you see the force that you decided to fight against. You see the darkness, that of which you dream at night. And it is equally as fascinating as it is embarrassing to see you stumble, to see you try with all your might to grasp and be in control, so miserably fail every single time. And you fail to realize what you are, what I am, how we correlate. You would be nothing without me. You worship me. You need me. But you also need an enemy. Humans are very binary in that sense. I fit the bill. The perfect figure onto which you can shine your light. To bounce the shadowy silhouette up at the wall and onto the already projected outline of what was already there, waiting before I entered your consciousness. And all of this for what? Why do you turn against me, the one who's given you all of that? What you are gathered here together for, all of this for what? The suffering of a single individual that you've never met in your life. Why do you regard him so highly? What did he ever do for you? I entertained you. I maintained your interest. I did this. All of it. And you don't need anyone else. And yet, as soon as a new interest arises, you are like maggots on a corpse, filling your wretched mouths with all that you can fit before you draw your incorrect conclusions and call them facts. You disgust me. Every single last one of you filthy maggots disgust me so terribly. However, I guess you can also call me binary, torn. There are two sides to every coin. But you see, while I do dream of ripping the flesh from your bones and bending your weak primate brain's ability to read your surroundings,
Give me a moment. I'm gonna go do something.
strip, I also love my lilies. I really do. I know you can't grasp it. You can't understand that. And from your incompetent point of view, you will never deem what I feel as love. But I do love my lilies. I nurture my lilies. And oh, my sweet lilies, my lovely lilies of the valley, I listen to you. So now, let's forget about it.
I'm gonna do something real quick. Okay. He knows that the place you never go. No, I did too much work on that for that to just delete it. Let's do this.
Hi. First of all, long time no see. if you're not in the Discord, I would say that you have probably missed out on a whole bunch of things that's happened over these last few weeks. But if it makes you feel any better, so have I. I have not really been around, you could say. But that being said, kids outside my window. When I find a new tape, I usually do a recap, and this time is no different. However, it's a little bit different because there's so much to recap. So yeah, I just finished doing all of that, and it was super long. It's never gonna fit on TikTok unless I divide it into 100 different parts. So I just put it up on my YouTube, so you can watch that to get up to speed. It's in the link in my bio, and hopefully from here on out, I will not disappear into some sort of void for 3 weeks. So yeah, let's get the rest of these tapes, shall we? Thank you.
Right, so H is back, the Team Mug is back, and we've got a recap. So let's visit the elements we haven't yet explored. Because yes, even as all of this was happening, there was more.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going chronologically here. We figured out that the codes that we got from the Lilies game at the end, for example this one, T4R6L7/8, could be translated to tape 4, row 6, letters 7 and 8. So going back to this text document that we really haven't done anything with yet, and going to that tape, that row, and those letters, we could spell out some short 2-letter words such as V, fine, on, and C or sigh, yeah, words like that. And back to the form. In one of the last steps in the form, there's an image that, when heavily tweaked, you could vaguely see the order of the symbols. So knowing that order and having this V, on, C, and everything, and people figure out that V was 5, on was 1, C was 6, etc. And there was some fuckiness going on here that I'm not going to go into here, but it was, yeah, with some help from a community member named Keith, and with a lot of work by a bunch of other people, the password was eventually figured out to be Joida PFR, I guess is how you pronounce it. And this got us to the last page of the form, which had this image of a man. It was soon identified as, and sorry French people, Villeneuve, and it also had the text that said the blank of a man. And putting Joida PFR through a Villeneuve cipher with the key duality, as in the duality of man, it gave us the phrase guess who. When entering guess who into the last field and sending in the form, emails started being just sent out rapidly from IO, saying things like, he is still weak, help him find me, the tower, etc. We also got the missing half page that was ripped out of the diary, and that contained this sketch. This video begins with IO saying that he hasn't spoken for weeks. So here everyone pretty much realizes that I've fallen straight into a trap, except me of course, being out looking for this tower, having pretty bad reception, and yeah, getting closer to the tower. So after IO said that he's spoken for a while, X takes over and he lets everybody know that it's quiz time. Now to be clear here, I don't remember anything after this, up until around 1 to 2 days ago. But we'll get to that. While I'm gone, X asks for people to duet him, asking for me back, and they do. Well, he's kind of silence, however, drives people kind of crazy. They managed to find Jay's Discord by just guessing the last 4 numbers of his Discord ID, going through all of them, and they reach out to him. He only replies with sending back a link to a song. Very suspicious. The song is on some old record, and I don't know, it reminds me a lot of someone else I know. And after a few days, weeks, something like that, this alleged Jay sends a code to Skelly in the Discord, and that translates into, tell me, do you feel kinship with the rattling wolves? Which means absolutely nothing to anyone, but then he completely loses his cool and starts shooting out messages in all directions, saying none of you need them, and no one has any idea what this means either. Then Discord user Anonymous finds an account that has been commenting on P&E TikToks and 10 Tapes TikToks called Sulphur Lake Committee.
Henceforth, I will refer to them as SLC. SLC has a video up under page with a lot of weird quotes on it, and they let everyone know in the comments that they are assessing the situation about me, and that the person behind Jay's account is not Jay. Soon, you will also find out that SLC has a Twitter page, and this page gives a lot more insight into this organization, but it also raises a whole bunch of new questions. People obviously start asking these questions, basically all at the same time, which makes sense, but yeah, SLC basically gets spooked by the onslaught of messages they're getting, and they retract. The Discord then decides to organize themselves a little bit and form the so-called H Communication Team, henceforth referred to as the HCT. They will take community's questions and thoughts and condense them into tweets to send to the SOC. It's like an official account to communicate back and forth with them. Now, X posts a video to P&E with all of his favorite duets, I guess, and at the end of the message it says, "Let's talk." Soon after this, X joins the Discord and holds a long-ass speech in a voice channel in what sounds like my voice, but mixed in with like other voices. Absolutely terrifying. But SLC starts tweeting about a miracle that they feel are about to take place. And that's when the video gets posted to the 10-page TikTok in my apartment. I did not shoot, edit, or post this video, and it ends with me and X appearing, X disappearing again, and me collapsing onto the floor. And so, from my perspective here, the last thing I remember is being at the tower, running into myself, being back at the fucking Kohler Tower, all of that, and then it's just dark. And then I wake up in my apartment, thinking like, shit, I must have been out all night, going into the Discord, and it had been a bit more than one night. And yeah, this is where we are now.
The Sulphur Lake Committee. Because things weren't complicated enough already, were they? In any case, H is probably one of the most resilient unfiction protagonists we've ever seen. Providing a rundown of one of the most harrowing events of his entire life like that, while still sounding more positive than torture. But when your online community rallies together to bring you back from the void and you drop into your apartment, the next goal of the adventure right in your hand, you tend to get a boost to the spirit, eh? Now, that was a lot, and I imagine you're a bit tired. I'm a little run down myself, even while thoroughly entertained and impressed. Let's reward ourselves with tape number 6, shall we?
I'd rather not try that actually. I'm trying
Yes. We're never gonna need to make it home. No, it's true. No, it's true. The home, the sun god. Captain, who knows what we'll send. Sun god.
Well, I'm not fucking watching that again.
Yeah, and neither are we. We did get something pretty valuable out of it without any codes this time. A scene of Jay going through the box of jackets he mentioned, finding a diary that knocks him out. Or worse. Most likely worse, considering the total silence from Jay and the unexpected takeover of his Discord account during H's absence. The font that represents the opponent to X, who we can assume to be O, wrote the following. I'm so sorry. I was not in control. My boy, I will never forgive myself. I tried to help, but I only made it worse. The messages from X here relate to quotes throughout time that apply to the situation in a poetic fashion. Nothing much you can't interpret yourself as a viewer at this time. At the end, however, the word hepta. That's ancient Greek for 7. Logical conclusion, seeing how the game must continue. This has been a significantly involved chapter.
I hate trying
A whole
this.
bridge from tape 5 to tape 6. An HTML page, a search inside H's own apartment, a new character who introduced an entire Lost Diaries aspect suggesting decades of this game being played, a computer game, establishment of an opposition force to X that's been at work this entire time confirming what we suspected through the coded messages that didn't gel with the rest, a gotcha impersonation act leading to the glitchiest, most paranormal event so far, a new character taken out of play just when a breakthrough could occur, a new online presence, an audio dressing down by X mixed with messages of love, and bringing H back from the void with take 6 in hand. Yeah, that was a lot, wasn't it? We really are back in classic ARG narrative territory. If it wasn't clear enough from Tape 5's event already, H is deeply embedded in an otherworldly affair, though otherworldly may not be the best way to describe it. More supernatural, I'm thinking, with the way that X and O manage to operate in the world. There is no longer any doubt. What begins as a game to the curious becomes some kind of ensnarement, pulling players close enough to X's reach to be taken to whatever place H was lost all that time. There is a potential matter of confusion concerning the diaries. They do appear to be real, and so does J, making the events of 1991 real. It's the last page fragment that reappeared which may not be real, the one that completed the drawing. We know it came from the email that initially suggested it was from O, Jay's father, but X established in the Feel No Elephant videos during H's travel that it was a setup. The true drawing on the last page may still be unknown, assuming there wasn't a form of trick involved with the first half of the page itself that Jay didn't know about. And if that's true, then the entire diary may be in question. I can't claim to understand the involvement of the Sulphur Lake Committee yet. For all we know, this is another outlet by X to play with. What I do know is that tackling the rest of this properly is going to require taking a moment to recover. There really was a lot of work for Tape 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 to go, not including whatever cassette tapes end up in the mix. And I must say, I'm feeling much better about the overall originality and adventure tangents that may occur from here on out. Tape 5 was such a pivotal point that the nature of things really changed just in the bridge that followed. You felt it too, didn't you? There are some classic touches. Glitching, teleportation, static monsters, and the classic dead person's diary elements. but there is a sense of change here. This feels more original to itself than it did in the lead up to Tape 5, which, again, we must account for as equal parts tribute, inspiration, and intentional design. And I'd say that the shift we're experiencing is entirely appropriate. Tape 5 broke our worldview in this situation and made it very clear it's not what it appeared to be. We're through the door now, so things are going to look and feel different. That's all for tonight, everyone. Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this leg of the journey. Thanks to all the community members for 10 Tapes who put in so much extensive work in archiving. Thanks to all of you for watching. And thanks to my supporters on Patreon, who I know I could trust to demand I be returned from the void if I ever ended up in one. If you'd like to support Nightmind, you can do so for as little as just $2 a month, which gets your name in the credits of all major videos, and allows you into the Patreon community with our Discord. This also supports the Nightmind Index for new and emerging nonfiction projects, where 10 Tapes had a listing during its early days. And if you can't do Patreon, you might have noticed the new thanks button below my videos. You can donate a personal thanks to me directly this way, and your comment will show up with a special tag. So if you enjoy what I do, or particularly enjoy this episode and wanted to say thanks that way, you can do so. Thanks for joining me in the dark again this evening. Once more, I'm Nick Nocturne, and I'll be seeing you again real soon to finish collecting these tapes. Until next time, sleep tight. Welcome back to Nightmind, friends, and welcome back to our coverage of 10 Tapes. Last time, we crossed a long narrative bridge between Tape 5 and Tape 6, ending our examination with that latest tape. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's because you've just walked into the third part of a multi-part series about an ARG, so you'll need to begin with the first two videos to catch up properly. As soon as you're on the same page, join us here and continue the journey. As for everyone else, let's not spend any more time outside the narrative flow. Right after the video presenting Tape 6, the new online entity, Sulphur Lake Committee, uploaded to their own TikTok account, directing a message at Peel No Elephant, the antagonist also known as X. It's clear from the tone that there's history between Sulphur Lake and X, and they have been in conflict before. Now, they have an ace up their sleeve in this game. That, of course, necessitates a response from X, showing a bunch of stick figures declaring, "Thought I got rid of you," and then writing several years with a taunt. You couldn't save any of them. What immediately comes to mind from this interaction is that Sulphur Lake Committee has probably been battling whatever X actually is for hundreds of years, and they've watched a lot of victims lose the game. Another drop from SLC comes next, showing writing that suggests that X is one of the biblical evil spirits produced from angels who rebelled and reproduced with humanity. It decides to break up this weird tangent of squabbling by bringing us back to the main focal point.
Hi, this is an open letter to X and the Sulphur Lake Committee, so if any of you are watching this, hi. I am getting a little sick of not knowing what to do and not really getting any sort of clarity. And I know I don't have much of like a leverage, so I can't really do any kind of like ultimatum, but I'm not really sure what else to do at this point. X, you want me to walk down memory lane? Tell me where the fuck it is. Surf Lake City guys, you said you wanted me to reach out, and I guess this is me doing that. If either of you could shine any kind of light on what the fuck is going on, I would be very grateful, because honestly, at this point, and this is the ultimatum part, I'm kinda considering just saying fuck it, deleting this account, and doing something else with my time. Maybe you're like, good, please do that, because I don't know what the fuck you want from me. So that's all I have for now. I'm stumped, and if any of you could cough up some goddamn answers, that'd be swell. I'll be awaiting your reply, and for the rest of you, I'm sorry for sounding like an angry child. Okay, I'll talk to you in the next one. Thank you.
Once in a while, it's good to see a main character tell the otherworldly forces to just cut the shit and get the game moving again. As for the responses, X uses TikTok to say, "I've been clear. You need to be reminded." Sulphur Lake tells H that if he ends up going to the site of the first tape, he should bring a piece of the earth and nature back with him. This is marked by on Twitter. It seems other members of SLC with number titles talk amongst each other about H's predicament, bringing up the possibility of initiating some kind of protocol. Now, if we return to H, who believes the site of the first tape is Memory Lane. It's a beautiful autumn day to not get murdered.
That's the pipe that the tape was on, right there, kinda. Let's try not to die. I will bring the camera with me this time. God, Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yep. Checks out.
I know! I'm right!
That's kind of where I sat. What is that, like the second video or something? And yeah, doesn't really feel like your ass is smoking out. There's people everywhere. Kids. So that's good, I guess. I was gonna sit down, but it's so wet. So let's just get out of here. I think it's pretty clear where I need to go next. So I will do that as soon as possible. Oh, and for the Surfer Lazy crew, I hope this counts. You said to bring something from the earth or nature, so I brought this. I'll put this up on the fridge right next to all the other very important things I've gotten over these last few months, and looking forward to hearing why I brought a leaf with me into my apartment. Yeah, next up, bunkers.
Nothing I want to my me. Hello, people. If anyone's in chat, hello, welcome.
I'm so glad I suffered no and could just turn because that freaked me the fuck out. Okay, so remember old joyous days before the tired old cliches, but now disturbance. The result of new friends in religious cults. Just now the end is getting nigh, so go beneath where wheels go high. Cults, huh? Beneath where wheels go high, that's the bridge. Right there is where I had my backpack, and the tape got dropped in there.
I suspended of my life because I'm going to fight and I didn't die.
Soon confusing dark clouds lift from here where you received my gift. And then they hear entangled youth, a stepping stone towards the truth. Now go where your number 4 was found before it led to more. Okay, so I think it was back here. And then it was... Fuck, maybe I'm wrong.
down there, right? And then time passed on. But once consumed, so quickly gone. Yeah, the tape 4 just led to tape 5, because tape 4 was in the safe, right? And so I found it down there, but time went on. And we did the tower. So I find this right after the tower, but then in between there I get the tape from the bridge. So that's why I go here now, because I go here in the order I watched them, not the order I found them. So quickly gone. And after finally face to face, before I put you in your place. So face to face, first time, I mean during the live stream, out in the woods. But like definitely not going outside. It's too dark, like the bunkers freak me out. But okay, that leaves going into the wooded area from the tape 4 or 5 live stream. Here's where I went in. And unless I'm mistaken, this is the rock. I think here was the gripping claw, and so here, oh yeah. Yep. Well, now that the leaves have fallen off, it's like I said in the live, like there's a house over here. It's just not like the middle of the woods. It felt a lot worse then than it does now. But now I have this. So. Holy shit, what's happening? Okay, I was kind of peeking at this on my way home. This is different. So you saw me here, you saw me here, you saw me here, you saw me here. Never forget how it was out. You saw me here. Now come back to where you found the hexo. So while we figured that out, our friends over at the Pseudo Lane Committee tweeted out some kind of application form. I guess that's protocol. So protocol wallpaper reverie. I have no idea. 9 representative application. And they ask a few questions regarding to what your name is on the Discord and what kind of microphone you have. So I guess this is something you can fill out if you're so inclined, and we'll see what comes from that. But that should be all. Here's the note again. I need to get back to work. I'm working from home today because I didn't want to go out in the woods after dark. And I guess I'll talk to you later.
As H collected these pieces from memory lane, he appeared to miss something in his excitement. On each message were letters written in silver, standing out from the others. Altogether, they spelled out, soon we'll be together, an ominous statement considering what happened last time H came across X. Followers decided to apply to SLC for wallpaper referee. Applicants received replies asking them to use Volcaroo to record a reading from the Book of Kings, verse 23 to 24. From there, Elisha went up to Bethel.
Okay, I'm gonna write that.
Small boys
I'm
came
gonna
out of the
study
city
here.
and
I'm
asked
just
him, chanting,
gonna.
"Go up, Baldy! Go up, Baldy!" He turned around, looked at them, and cursed them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 female bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the children. Which really just seems very funny, honestly, and not like scripture. But alright. Shortly after this, an announcement is made by SLC regarding a community conference, in which an elected representative will read on behalf of SLC and take questions. H even comments on the event about to happen, helping spread the word. Someone named Betty is chosen as the representative, and while there is a recording of the event, we also have a transcript which speeds things up. To be honest, there isn't a ton of critical information from meeting Sulphur Lake Committee. The highlights go as follows. Though followers were hopeful on this point, the SLC doesn't know the whereabouts of Shay. They and X have been in conflict for as long as we believe from the previous videos. Scriptures give the committee information on depictions of X and what it actually is, but that's somewhat up to interpretation. X is not natural to this plane of existence, and its mere presence creates a disturbance in the fabric of reality, which we could guess from the moments X has broken through to approach H. The Sulphur Lake Committee's name is derived from the Book of Revelation, and the references pertaining to casting the devil and his deceivers into the lake of fire and sulfur. And there's a recipe for cherry pie, which includes 2 teaspoons of misdirection and 1 cup of dreams you will never forget for ingredients. Okay, I guess we'll whip that up after we're done with this series to celebrate. In the wake of the meeting, H receives a letter from the SLC informing him that they'd like to send a representative to perform a checkup. They don't believe that anything is inherently wrong, but they'd like to make sure, seeing how H spent a lot of time haunted by a paranormal being and hanging out unconscious in a void. He agrees to this and soon encounters member number 5, who's willing to walk back with him to the apartment and answer questions on a multi-camera setup.
So like, what is, that's like, I guess the baseline question, what is the purpose and how does this like go together at all? Because I'm very much involved.
Yes, I understand. I understand you have many questions and that you are in a situation which is perhaps uncomfortable and a bit, well, you know, I really have to do some tests here. That's actually why I'm here. Yeah. So if we could get to that, I would be, jag skulle vara jätteglad om vi kunde få komma här överstå höften och lite...
Yes, jag menar, vi gör det bra.
Det är liksom inget... Vad vet
Is that one of the scriptures? Like this,
I just have some instructions too. Så vet jag. Vad står det? Så. När jag säger till. Kan du ta en klocka? Jag säger till. Ställ liksom ut den. Nej, du kan ta in med din högra hand. Kedjan är i klockan. Nej, när jag säger till. Så kan du ta klockan. Håll den. Jag ska inte med att du tar ett par djupa andetag. Ja. Nej, vi kan göra det tillsammans. Ja, det här är perfekt. Håll den. Så. Måste hålla lite högre. Upp lite till. Där är bra. Bra. Och sen så nu långsamt så tar jag den från dig. Håll händerna kvar samtidigt håller du nu. Så här. Ja, precis. Bra. Nu kommer jag ta tillbaka dina händer. Så. Nu vill jag ta en stor klunk. Så du upplever ordentlig skillnad. Helt. Gör det. Nej. Ja, det är det. Tack. This had something to do with the fact that time has been a bit weird for me on and on since I got kidnapped. Well, as I have to make sure that you are still safe. I want to make sure that we're on the same page. See what I mean? Because I can imagine you have experienced some disturbances. Yes, but when you say that we're on the same, you and me, no, you as others. Oh, do you like that I experience time the same way that you're experiencing time? That whole experience that you actually are in. Because, okay, let's put it like this. We went into what we call the emptiness, nothingness, void, And just that, there's some people that didn't theorize it. Because I have a lot of people that are trying to help counter and some that didn't realize it, that I saw that I saw that since you're not different, you're still you. Then you got, yeah, det måste du vet. Du får vad du do. Du har det bästa. Jag känner till dig. Om du känner du alla riktigt. Jag vet inte alla dig. Ja, de andra
Du måste kunna ge mig något mer svar. Vad är symbolmålet på alla svåra lovar just nu? Just nu kan jag inte men någonting. Vad är? Vem är X? Vem är? Hur blev du medlem i det? Det är inte bästa tror jag. Men det är liksom här bara
So, reflecting on this event, the appearance and inclusion of the Sulphur Lake Kennedy initially seemed a bit random and off-brand, you might say, for the narrative taking place. Its credibility and its fit within the story wasn't quite firm, but this meeting with number 5 makes it a component that does feel good, and that feels believable, and does the work of making us accept and even welcome their continued involvement. Including organization or work into the narrative of man versus supernatural often can harm the carefully crafted and enjoyable atmosphere of isolation that such a tale evokes. But once we sail into a character, their nemesis, and the audience is now treated upon by something that feels almost corporate. The proper work always needs to be done to justify the illusion. I feel burnt. In this upload, I feel a sense of caring about the existence of SLC that I didn't have prior, and the acting by this performer lends credibility to their efforts and reality within the tale. Back to the narrative side of things, we find a new upload from X, telling him to just come back after showing a screen cap of H saying he won't return to the tower. This is followed shortly by another action from X, leaving a package outside the apartment.
Let's make it home.
What do I do with this? Why do I fucking need it?
X decided that H should have kept his mementos, and the first tape seems more powerful now. X is not content to leave it here, however, uploading again with a taunt. The challenge for Tape 7 is very clear now. A frightful leap of faith. H appears to have no choice but to return, and we follow him as he updates.
Almost there, my love, don't be scared. Only there today.
I did what you said. I'm here. Now give me the tape. I did what you said. Now give it to me. What do you want? Please help me. Please help. Jay? Jay? What is this? Fuck you! You said you wouldn't cheat me! Just give me the fucking tape! Shut the fuck up! Why did you bring me back here? Shut up! Shut up, that's not true! They're protecting me, they're helping me! They're all I have. They're all I have. They get everything from me.
Tape 7 received, and a lot besides that. This is our first truly deep view of the void where H was being kept, and we've learned a lot. First, Jay is alive, which is so much better than we expected. Second, this is a strange plane of existence, almost a land caught in two dimensions if it weren't for the spacing out of objects. Matter isn't the same here as it is on the physical plane. and we've never seen a depiction of an otherworld like this in a project which, in creative standing alone, is praiseworthy. This is unique effects work, clearly complicated, but executed in a way that fascinates. X isn't done playing games by far, but certainly won't allow hesitation to hinder the journey, allowing H to leave with Tape 7 and pass out again. While we wait for him to recover, the SLC uploads old instructional videos for those who've been to an alternate plane of existence. They explain that the box H was given is a time irregularity management ensuring kit. The contents are, effectively, a specialized tea with a blend crafted by SLC, meant to be mixed with some earth and nature. Some jumps in the video leave out elements that would be nice to know, but we're given a sense that H will have what he needs to make the mixture. As we're unlocking the box, another video appears with a scripture reading, Revelation 1:18, a 3-digit code for a 3-digit lock. The next video is H's attempt to make the tea in a supercut. He seems to do alright, and we can tell it's as potent and strange a drink as it appears from his reaction. Then he looks up mansions for reasons not yet understood, packs his camera gear, and... oh, it's a mini vacation. Alright, cool. Well, he deserves it, really. He's kind of been through hell. This happy note comes with some soundbar, unfortunately, according to an update he gave followers on Discord. He doesn't believe that was actually Jay in the Void. He feels it was just X taunting him, trying to break his spirit of the fact that he couldn't save someone. H has done some searching and can't come up with a missing persons report or some declaration of death for Jay, so he thinks that he is alive and simply has chosen to abandon this whole set of paranormal circumstances. He also spent about a week in the Void, not a few minutes like it seemed. Time was shaky when he returned, but the SLC concoction did appear to stabilize him. When H returns, he informs viewers it's time to continue the journey. He goes live with a playthrough of Tape 7, now on a new TV.
Come on, buddy. I did that long and I barely made any progress. You.
Out of all the tapes so far, this is one of the better ones to me. For all its simplicity, all its direct wording, it seems more effective and surprising in its delivery. X's message of departure obviously can't be true in a total context, but there must be some partial reality to it. And naturally, we have the code introduced through a keyboard sort of setup. The symbols in the background are a wingding set, and the message reads, first he must learn, to be able to unlearn. For unlearn is the last step towards the end. Examination of the harder code elements, such as this grid, lead to a Reddit account displaying more images. The first code was use less, a hint to chop down on the grid size. Bacon ciphers actually encourage continued shrinking, saying almost there and stop counting, followed by direction to another account with another image. Attacking this with information from Tape 7 led to the decoding. Getting here is quite impressive, my lilies. Very well done. Now, the fact of the matter is that I am truly unable to share with you the specifics of our situation. I am bound by rules much larger than me, you, my lilies, our lovely dullard, or our ravenous wolves. Just as certain as the madmen laughing, the good men crying, the lonesome growing more lonesome and the brave being punished. But let's call it wiggle room. what we have here. Because I know you worry of not seeing me again. I know you worry of not hearing my name. But be sure, this is farewell, but not goodbye. Some letters in the message are missing, but easy enough to guess. We'll see about their use later. For now, H is granted another mystery.
Hi, this is Simeon. You don't know me, and most likely you won't get to know me either. But we do need to get acquainted. So, meet me where the giant rests at p.m. Good luck.
Call the dog. Jump down to that.
This is Simeon. You don't know me, and most likely you won't get to know me either. But we do need to get acquainted. So, meet me where the giant rests at
Har ju... Är det jag ska prata med? Simeon. Okay, hi, I'm H. Sorry? H, like the letter. H? Yeah. It's like, yeah, you just call me H. Like Harold. Who? Harold? H for Harold? Oh. No, that's not my name, but yes, that H, as in Harold. Got it. Okay. So, I'm pretty good. It's a bit cold, I guess. How are you? Great. Yeah. Are you one of the members of the SLC, or the Soul Awakening? No. No? Okay. No. Yeah, but I kinda... You know them? I know of them. Okay. What do we do here? Well... Yeah. Have you seen that? Like, that one? Just by the house. Around the house? Yeah. A lot of it. Can't see the trees. Yeah. Are we going there? No. No? Okay. Have you seen that? Take a shot at that. The pink thing in the sky. Look at that. Yeah, it's brilliant. And get one. See? Over there. See? It's strong and shady, light and shady.
When it's done, if we will have no one.
You smoke?
In your bedroom doors.
Thanks. I love this guy. What do you think?
You mean on the giant?
Yeah. It's Blue Giant.
Yeah, no, it looks. It's cool. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I assume these, like, the scenes, but, like, this was one cube, and this was one cube, and then they kind of I mean, I guess they could have just built it higher there, and then had it be, like, a flat surface here, and then up, and a flat surface there, just because they knew they were gonna, that's a total guess.
Yeah, and he gets work.
Yeah.
Well, alright, good job. Let's get going.
Okay.
Lose daylight.
Okay. Sure. Alright.
Just following this mysterious stranger, I just want to point out quickly what I imagine some of you are feeling. This absolutely reeks of danger. Definite senses of a setup here, and it's bringing out the paranoia on H's behalf. I kept thinking at any moment there that he was going to be clubbed over the head or choked out from behind.
Simeon? It's kind of getting a bit darker, I think. Like, where are we going?
Yeah, sorry. I've been told it's a day thing. But we're not going very far. So, see those steps?
Yeah.
We're gonna go those steps. See that Christmas tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really close by.
Okay.
So we're not gonna go like venture into some scary forest where I just decapitate you and stuff like that. You don't have to worry.
Okay, so it's just like up. Okay. Yeah.
Just like to the
Okay. Yeah.
Is that good?
No. Yeah. That's good. I guess. Here we are. This is it. Oh. What happened here?
Nothing. Follow this. This is water.
This
is water. This is water.
The rest of us are no longer a threat. Old king, or leave us instead.
They all have their own
Electric
circuitry. Every one of these people in all these apartments carry their own well. These people in these cars driving. See that?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're on their way to a place. They're coming from a place. They got things on their mind. That's it. That's what life is about. It's going.
It's a nice view.
Yeah, really good. Have you ever been to Denmark?
I mean, in passing, not really.
Well, the Danes have a saying.
Okay.
Things that start to smell after 3 days. 2 things that start to smell after 3 days.
Okay.
So, you're one of the things. And you're gonna need the other thing to pass.
Okay. I'm not sure if they have a saying, and it's like about me. I am one of the things. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can give you. Sorry.
Okay.
I think it's quite nice.
The tree?
This was a very odd encounter. a saying spoken of references guests and fish. While H was doing this, hints from the SLC let it be known that their digital archive site was live, and it required a password which was guest/fish. Access keys were needed for a majority of the material, but this image was left available. At the same time, a video from SLC was uploaded, informing H he was about to enter a stage that's always been devoted to the committee. Answers are finally coming, and at the end, the SLC says, "Trust us," with a big X behind it. Starting to feel like less and less people in the scenario are worth trusting, and an apparent influx of spooky new Discord members at that moment with cryptic messages in their profile pictures compounded the situation. The results of that should come shortly. For the time being, viewers found that H's dealings with Simeon weren't over.
Simeon? Hey, dude. Hey, what's up?
Actually, I need to talk to you about something.
Yeah?
You want to follow along?
Are we going for another walk? It's kind of like cold.
No, we're going to my place. It's only a few stations away.
Yeah?
Yeah, no night play adventure or anything like that. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, why not? Were you just waiting for me, or?
I was just in the neighborhood.
Yeah? You just around?
Just around, yeah.
Of course.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Thank you. Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What a view. Is this all water?
This is definitely all water.
Yeah? I'll put this here, if that's okay.
Would you like anything to drink?
Sure. You have tea?
Sure.
It's fine if you don't. Yeah, yeah, glass of water.
Sorry, I don't drink tea.
We don't drink coffee either. What's your poison of choice though?
Occasional glass of wine.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna have this here, like pointed at you, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Alright. I have this with me as well, so just like pointing that at myself. I'm guessing we're not going anywhere today. No.
I actually have a couple of questions I need to ask you.
At this point, it's nice to not be able to ask all the questions, I guess. So you just go ahead. I'll have these rolling, and yeah, I'll try to answer.
First question is, why are you doing all this?
All of this as in the whole thing with tapes and everything. That's a good question. At this point, I feel like I need to see it through. And I need to see what's at the end of the tunnel, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, but I can imagine. Haven't you been scared of that?
Lucas.
If I don't finish it, then what was the point of all that?
So what's your rank?
I mean, at some point in the beginning, the fact that there's 10 of them was established, and so I guess getting all 10 of them, and like, I guess figuring some shit out as well. I really like to also figure out
Let me show yourself.
some things about this guy called Jay. That's, I don't know if that's really like connected, but that's also part of why I'm still doing it, I guess. yeah, like,
So curiosity.
yeah. I mean, there's more to it, but I guess that's what it comes down to.
You know, bad videos. You ever heard of the saying, curiosity kills
Yeah,
cat?
yeah. Yeah, but if someone wanted me dead, I think I'd be, like, every opportunity has presented itself. I fear a lot of things still, but, like, I don't fear dying anymore.
So what good stuff?
I don't know at this point. It's like, again, with all the stuff that's been, the thing that has happened, if that didn't, I have a hard time seeing
So you're willing to go all the way
to the end.
to the end?
Oh yeah, like that's the main goal.
And death would stop you.
I mean, in terms of if I die, I could continue absolutely, but like, first I went for you.
Your business. This age is what we call a litmus test.
Okay.
Do you know what's in this bottle? There's enough in this bottle, if you were to drink it, to kill any person within an hour. And it would be a slow, agonizing death. You would be paralyzed, and then in the end, your heart would stop beating. A slow, torturous death. That's what's in this bottle.
Listen, I don't know, like, You okay?
Yeah. You gotta get going. You gotta go.
Yeah, but are you fine?
Well, I'm fine. Thanks for
I
asking.
knew our lifetime there cannot change. We are the same. Waiting.
Yeah, I can imagine that it did, but like, what do I make of it? Like, what do I do with this information? And I know how it goes in terms of like, if I ask you, like, oh, but what's the reason with that? Like, what happens? You're not gonna give me like any clear answers, and it's just. I really thought for a few seconds there that you were gonna kill me. That's something. No, yeah. No. Okay, but yeah. Don't like stand outside my way. Yeah, no,
Hold me back. Our lifetime there cannot change you. Not the man you know.
Holy shit. Why did I go here? Why did I go here? This is so dumb. Holy shit.
It took him this long, but H finally realized how weird this guy was. You know how it is. When the poison comes out, it's either time to party or part ways. On the community side of things, SLC tweeted out this image of a riddle, the answer for which was time. This led followers on a path of uncovering images on the archive by solving more riddles, and these images were numbered, suggesting pages. After some more collecting, it became clear that they were, in fact, the pages corresponding to this initial image. Actual use of this broken-up handbook wasn't clear yet, but messages from the SLC emphasized the need for patience. Soon enough, the book was filled with the image provided, completing the guide. You or your memories. And SLC confirmed the win, providing a full tutorial in a video. Next week, a period of silence following his weird interaction over a bottle of poison. He feels a responsibility to let people know he isn't dead, and he's been isolating himself since someone entered the Discord and repeated things he told individuals in confidence. Angel also has his own SLC handbook written out, and he doesn't know who to trust anymore. Meanwhile, it appears that followers who filled out their handbook were completing the process by sending them into SLC, but to what end was unclear. H returns 10 days later with a link from a free cam. The mystery user with Discord sent a bunch of odd images. A 44, 40, 46, which may be 06, the word RAM, and an image of a boat, which followers located. H is headed there now.
Your families wonder where you've been. They're growing old and yet they're still here. Do what I say and you'll see them again. That's all. Time is a waste jar. Now you end up when you are. Never let you let all make through the gates. You can't go over to the end point. You can go through the end. Time to lay down, lay down.
So now, hey, look, I've just been like on this whole thing. I'm not gonna go anywhere. Like, especially after the last time, I kind of feel like enough is enough. I'm just gonna go inside.
Yeah, I'm sorry about last time. That was... I can imagine how crazy and intense that was.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere. This is the last you'll see of me, I promise.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just want to wish you luck on everything and say goodbye, basically. I'm supposed to hand you this.
Oh. Okay. Thanks. SLC.
Yeah. So, I want to wish you good luck. And, so long, Ace. Thanks for all the fish.
Okay. Yeah, bye. Bye, Civil.
H's next upload informs us that he opened the box the next morning. The surprise and danger of the boat, followed by Suneen's appearance, took a bit out of him. He'll be going live with the reveal of the box's contents and the DVD, giving us a very different update stream. It's quite a long recording, an hour and 55 minutes. But as you've already seen, there's going to be a lot of content. Perk up your ears and lean in. This was an event worth really paying attention to.
Well, what other way to do this than to just do this?
We want to start with thanking you for your patience throughout this entire process. It's been remarkable how composed you've managed to stay under the circumstances. We understand that you are confused, but we are finally at the point where we can hopefully shine some light and explain everything for you.
Alright. I'm going to end stream here. You guys have a good day or night. Thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.